Yes, she is back. Reese Witherspoon just announced with Prime Video the new show called Elle. This series will take us on a journey back to Elle Woods' high school days before she became the most famous Gemini vegetarian to graduate from Harvard Law. We can't wait to get to know her better.
Did you know Blake Lively was almost an A Legally Blonde prequel? Yes, that Blake Lively, fashion icon, internet darling, and self-proclaimed script whisperer, was reportedly in early talks to join the third installment of the iconic franchise. Not just as any character, but as Elle Woods' new antagonist, a sleek, stylish rival who would challenge Elle before becoming the person we all love. On paper, it made sense, a fashionable face-off between two industry blondes, Hollywood gold. But behind the scenes, the energy was less bend and snap and more bend and backstab. According to multiple insiders, things started spiraling before any ink even touched a contract. Blake hadn't signed anything yet. Nothing was confirmed, nothing was sealed, but she was already sliding into the writers' inboxes. Early in the development phase, she allegedly began suggesting character adjustments, bigger and bolder scenes for her role, expanded arcs, and even narrative shifts that placed her character in direct emotional
say, okay, I believe in this, and that's why I'm standing up for it, and that's why I'm not being difficult. And then there are other moments to go like, am I the asshole in the room? Like, what is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that like that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do. And so it was like, it was a really strange position to be in because I felt like, I don't want to just like be an actor. Like I want to, I want to have more authorship.
subtle hints turned into assertive pitches. What was meant to be a secondary character slowly started resembling a co-lead, or worse, the lead. Writers and producers were reportedly taken aback. Blake, known for her confidence and charm, had morphed into a creative force who wasn't waiting for approval. During one brainstorming session, she allegedly came in with her own printed script pages, complete with highlighted notes. She pushed to reframe her character from a villainous foil to a misunderstood disruptor. According to one source close to the project, she wanted to be the Miranda Priestley with a redemption arc. That might sound exciting, but for a franchise built on Elle Woods' unapologetic optimism and sparkle, the tone shift was jarring.
Seeing a sneak peek of Mindy Kaling's script, I know it is under lock and key, super secretive, but give us something to go off of.
We don't have a script yet. It's
How
just funny.
crazy to revisit and play that character again.
I know.
How is she different today?
I don't know. And so many things have changed, but then some things are just so similar.
Suddenly, what had started as a cheeky comedy was on the verge of becoming a brooding showdown between morally gray women. That's not what fans were promised, and certainly not what Reese Witherspoon had in mind. Reese, of course, was trying to keep it diplomatic. She's not just Elle Woods anymore. She's Elle Woods with a producer credit and final say on story. People close to the situation say Reese initially entertained Blake's ideas out of courtesy. She listened, nodded, and tried to make room for collaboration. But it didn't take long before she realized Blake wasn't making suggestions. She was attempting to steer the ship. There was a difference between a passionate actor and an uninvited co-director, and that difference was starting to cause friction in the writer's room. And if any of this sounds familiar, it's because it is. Blake had just walked away from another controversial project. It Ends With Us. That film had already been rocked by delays, rewrites, and a growing list of on-set frustrations, many of which, according to reports, could be traced back to Blake's increasing involvement in the creative process. Sources claim she clashed with the director, questioned casting decisions, and even pushed for stylistic changes that conflicted with the author's original vision. The result? Delays, discontent, and ultimately a final product few were confident in. Now, those same habits seem to be resurfacing. Reese, ever the professional, tried to manage things privately. But those behind the scenes say she could sense what was coming. The red flags were waving too loudly to ignore. And for a project as beloved as Legally Blonde, she wasn't willing to gamble on chaos. She knew what fans expected. Elle Woods, pink power suits, snappy courtroom comebacks, and a story that celebrated confidence without turning it into competition. Blake's suggestions